Yeah, whoa. Look, they can never keep me down, I'm going. And if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up. I bet when I land, they gon' tell me it's luck again. See that I'm winning, it's harder to watch. I'm setting the stage, you should give me my props. You ain't got no soul, you lacking the spirit. You talk out your neck, I'ma show you I'm with it. I would really hate for you to sit and watch me win again and win again. Whoa. Who the best in this thing? Tell them, yeah, that's me. Tell them who win the five, say, yeah, that's me.
Well, back, season 2, second episode. I got the originator with me.
What up? What up? What up?
What up, my man Sam Walker?
New and 5-0 improved.
Yeah,
New and 5-0 improved.
Yeah, he's 50 years old now.
Damn, it is. It is. Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you, man.
Damn. So that means when you was in
let's not do that.
junior high.
Let's not do that.
When you was in junior high, Good Times used to come on that night.
Niggas, are you serious right now? Yeah. Word.
J.J. Emerson that was just introduced.
Oh, word, they were just introduced.
They just came out.
Oh, Lord.
Smurfs came out like 2 years later.
You know, before you get into that, I gotta say 2 quick things, man.
What?
First and foremost, I want to apologize to my man Big Fees. I've been thinking about this and it sat on my soul for a minute.
Hey, at least somebody treated me good.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Last season, I asked him to tone it down a little bit because I was like, the kiddies watch this, and when I'm speaking, you know, I like to speak for the children. But you know, after watching Trump's press conference, we live in a brand new world right now.
Yeah.
So from here on out, brother, don't tone it down for me. I don't care who watches it. Be you, be free, be who you are, brother. So that's the first thing I want to say to you.
That's my cheers to.
That's my apology.
Well, let me drink for you.
Yeah, you drink for me. You drink. And second of all, I'm going back to Johnny Walker Black, so look out for that. If you don't know about Johnny Walker Black, cats in the streets kind of know about Johnny Walker Black. I'm saying right now, but I'm gonna go back to Johnny Walker Black.
I'm glad you're coming back.
I'm gonna be honest. I tried the stuffy thing. I tried to, you know, be the corporate executive, but I kind of came to a realization that I'm just gonna do me.
Yeah, you got
it's gonna have to be what it is. Fair enough, right?
Because Trump cutting all the corporate executives.
Pretty
you don't
much.
You don't got no choice but to be you.
Pretty much. So it's just gonna be is what it is.
How you been though?
So I've been alright, man. I'm 50.
Me and the lad got a 20-pound challenge going on. Who can reach 20? You trying to join?
And I'm happy y'all do.
Yeah.
I'm proud of y'all.
He ain't gonna do it.
I'm trying to drop 40, but I can't. Y'all too skinny dudes.
Yeah,
to me,
I
man.
ain't
messing with y'all, man.
God, I miss when boy, it was so fun.
Yeah.
All the white girls was like, shout out to Motion Pixel Media in the building.
It
My
is.
man Malik, my man Joe. And of course, the beautiful. This is my nigga. This has been my nigga for. Damn. This has been my nigga for a minute. She was my nigga before you.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Tamiko been around for a minute. I remember Tamiko used to model and all that stuff. That's when I first met her.
That's where I know you from. That's what, you know what? Thank you. I've been trying to figure that out forever. I'm like, no, I don't know you from this little event. That's where I know you from.
Don't do it like that.
Oh.
Don't do it like
Remember
that.
the magazine? The magazine and all that. I know you from.
That's a damn shame.
That's where I know you from.
Yo, now you know you feel somebody through the scene and you meet him and you like, oh yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
But you know, because you know it's a DC scene.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yeah, Tamiko
That's
was
where it is. Nah.
Tamiko was one of the first, like after Ticker with the rap shit in the basement, Tamiko was probably the biggest name in the city for interviewing celebrities.
That's true too.
Yeah,
I remember that. You know,
on TV,
you know.
yeah.
That's true. You know.
She was interviewing like I remember we used to talk about Tamiko in radio meetings. Like we know her in meeting with like we ain't know her person. It was like, they were like, and this girl right here, and she does this. I'm like, God damn,
where you did come over?
Then I used to see her out and she hands behind her head.
Because that's where I think I know you because of the BET part. But I know you because of that too. That's interesting, man. This is a very interesting. I'm so sorry.
No.
You know, I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
that's my homie right
My
there.
bad, man. I'm like, yeah. You know?
I'm glad you remembered. You turned a half a century, so.
Yeah, look, exactly. Hey, look, I'm gonna take it. Sometimes you just gotta take it. I'm gonna take it. She can take it. She can give it. Nah, thank you.
Even get that ages.
Thank you, man.
It's a blessing, so.
Listen. All I'm telling these young kids to get off my lawn. I'm loving every damn minute of that.
Oh, you didn't take that.
I am that dude right now. Yes,
Standing right now for Friday.
I am.
Will you please stay off my
But
feet?
you wait.
Standing right now.
Hey, look, that's where I am right now.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
It's
But
all
yeah, me and T's
hello.
go back.
Oh, by the way, and she's still killing it, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, no,
So,
no.
just so y'all know,
Yeah.
I know some of y'all you Google. Yeah, she's still killing it. So I'm gonna keep it a buck.
So what's on the menu, Miko?
All right, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. But let's start off with the hip hop industry. Of course, this is one of the things that we can't stop talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Did J. Cole do the right thing by tapping out the Kendrick and Drake beef?
Go ahead, Sam.
I mean,
Because he's so hip hop.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, listen, if you know that you can't take the heat, then like the saying says, you might as well just step out the
I don't
kitchen.
think that was
like,
it.
Like I'm gonna say, no, hold on. I'm gonna say this. I think the problem with battling is that you think there's gonna be a winner and there's gonna be a loser, and if you ain't ready for that if you ain't ready for this to live with you forever, you just ain't built like that. And I'm not saying he's a weak dude or anything, but you're not built like that in terms of ready for something ready to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't built to lose, you know, I mean, you can win, but if you ain't built to lose, you might as well keep out of it. And I just think that I don't like that he kept out of it, but you know what's funny? 10 years from now, guess what? People are only going to talk about Kendrick and they're going to talk about Drake. You know what they're not going to talk about? J. Cole. And if that was his plan.
I feel like he got a phone call.
Nah.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm telling you.
Lord, you thought the man called him or something?
Nah, Hove. I think Hove called him like, stay out of that.
How
Because
can
he
Hove call him? I mean, I know how Hove can call him, but Hove? I mean, listen, I know how Hove, the dude that went head to head with Nas, actually, the dude that pretty much started Nas.
I think that he was like, I think they saw what that was good. That was, like, when you look at the Drake and Kendrick beef now, it's way more than any other rap beef ever been because of the politics of it and the legal aspect of it. Nobody ever went this drastic with it.
But see, you talking about
So I think, because it never been I think Hov was just like calling like stay out of that, don't get in it.
But you talking about now.
I think J. Cole made the right move.
But so you think he made the right move? I mean,
Yeah.
I do too. But I mean, you're talking about Jay-Z hitting him now. Jay-Z hit him back then.
Yeah.
Back then Jay couldn't have predicted it. Like, come on.
I'm not saying the
Jay couldn't
prediction.
have predicted that.
You don't have to predict it, but I think he still had to like stay out of it. Because that's really between them. Like Cole ain't have no problem with even one of them.
Why did Jay-Z get blamed for everything?
Where did the beef come from? Can
Anything that
somebody
happens.
answer that for me?
Huh?
Where did the beef even
I think it started because
It was a song.
it wasn't a song. I think it was Kendrick's envy towards Drake. To be honest,
But Kendrick was the one that threw the first flow, though. He came out with the song, though, that.
that shit been brewing.
Nah.
But it was the song where he was basically saying Big Three, no, it's Big Me. And
Yeah,
he went
it been brewing, but I think when he said, I think that song right there is what kicked it off. But they been beat that.
But where did the beef come from?
This was even on what's J. Cole joint? Lethal Shooter.
Yeah, Lethal Shooter. Yeah,
Drake was saying shit on there about Kendrick. And he was like, it's been brewing for a minute. That Drake Kendrick joint been brewing for even since the BET Cypher. Kendrick like, ha, jokes on you.
Jokes on you.
Like,
Yep.
that shit been
Hip-hop
going.
awards. Yep.
But they been kind of like not now type shit.
And now it came down to like hate. Like at this point, it's beyond beef.
Fuck with each
You know what?
It's like it's hate at this point.
But
I think that J. Cole, if you're not ready to go to war, and this was definitely what this was. So
Yeah,
this is war.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much
Pretty much.
put your foot over the line.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm not saying he's not built. I don't think that he's built like that for war. But lyrically, he could have went toe to toe with him.
He could have did that
lyrically.
But I think Cole was just like, man, let me. This between y'all for real.
I think Hov get blamed for everything.
I
don't think Hov had nothing to do. I think Hov was busy on tour
Hov.
with Beyonce. He wasn't tripping off this.
I'm just saying, like, because Cole threw a diss out there and then retracted it. Like,
yeah.
Nah, let me get
now
that's what I'm saying.
That part to your point, yeah. Like
I think it was like, hey, stay out of that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the phone call was made. I think that he literally knew that he was not going to win the battle regardless.
Well, see,
because it got ugly, and I don't think.
I don't even think he was like. I don't even think it was a win or lose thing for Cole. I think he was just like, I'm not like, what am I doing in it?
Yeah,
and that's kind of how I feel about it. I think,
I think that's y'all shit. Like, what am I doing? And I think that he got dragged in it because of the Lethal Shooter song. And when I'm looking at Drake and the Spider-Man, and you know what I'm saying. So I think that at that point, like, Kendrick was just ready to go to war with anybody that was cool with Drake, and Cole was just like, nah, I ain't going for that shit. And I think a call came in like, don't do no more disses. Like, get out of that shit.
I also think that, one thing you got to keep in mind is that when you start getting into this diss situation, you got to keep on coming out with songs and keep on. And it's like you almost have to dedicate your life to it. So, you got to
respond.
I mean, you got to dedicate your life to it. So I think it's just, I don't know. I just think when you have to dedicate your life to something, it might be like, man, I got other shit to do. Yeah. Like, I can't even.
Not only do you have to respond, but you're on the clock.
But
once the diss record drops, you're on the clock to respond.
That shit toxic and messy and
lawsuits and
all that shit.
People taking sides.
Everybody looking at Cole now. Everybody owes J. Cole an apology for saying, "Oh, you ducked it."
Yeah, y'all do.
Cole was the smartest one. I owe you an apology, J. Cole, because I was like, "Cole, you supposed to win. You supposed to did this." But now you look at the situation, Cole, you did the right thing. Hey, stayed out of that shit, bro.
Before we leave this topic, one thing I do want to say, I got nothing but respect for Drake, though. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. Very few times does the rapper who's on top take every challenger that comes his way.
Yeah.
And to me, he lost this one, fair enough. But he won the Meek one. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like,
he won the Pusha T joint.
He won exactly. So the fact that I don't know about the Pusha T one, but
subjective.
the fact that he actually takes him on, to me, I mean, I don't. You know how people want to erase Drake from the history of hip hop? I think that's bullshit. I think erasing him from the fact that
that was like when Common took on Ice Cube. Everybody's like, Common,
like,
come on. Common was like, fuck that nigga, I'm going there.
Yeah, so I hope Drake do come back. So I wrote Drake off. I ain't wrote Drake.
You hope he comes back?
I do, man. I just love the fact that the brother he takes on all contenders.
We ain't never left, nigga.
I was about to say, do you have any doubt that he's not gonna come back?
Who, Drake?
OVO, we out here. What you talking about? We ain't going nowhere.
Cold.
OVO, man.
What we got next?
Look,
Nico, what's on the? See, he trying to raise my.
Who, me?
They trying to jump.
It's early.
Again.
It's real early.
Miko,
calm down.
Calm down. I ain't even going.
Okay, let's switch over to the boxing world. There's a lot of talk about this one too. Look at here. This
one hurts my soul to talk about. It hurts my soul.
We can talk about it because it's the Beltway battle between this DC and Baltimore situation, and of course, right now we right in the middle, right? Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Okay. The controversy about this. Where is boxing going after this particular fight and everything that happens within the fight?
I don't. The whole
man, you stop trying to be politically correct. I'm say what you want to say.
I don't even think he can do that.
Watching the fight, like the Tank taking a knee. I don't get that. Like, it seemed like it was rigged. I'm gonna keep it 100 because he looked over to the corner and then shook his head like okay, and then took a knee. If you go back to it, I don't know if y'all can insert this clip or not. But when Tank took a knee, he was like, and then took a knee like somebody told him to take a knee. So I think that at this point the boxing is just boxing is the weirdest sport out right now. I'm sorry. It's not what it used to be. For a boxing fan like myself, they've been watching this since Sugar Ray and Roberto Duran and Roger Mayweather and Mildred Taylor, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Take it back.
Yeah,
Take
Felix
it back.
Trinidad, like to really watch Mike Tyson, Trevor Berbick, like to really watch boxing as you was a kid. What it is now, it's just it seems staged.
Everything is though. That's down to football and basketball. I mean, everything has changed. Than what we knew it.
Like seriously, like this is a real conversation.
True.
And even for y'all, for Joe and Malik, like growing up watching sports like we watched it, like now it just seemed like it's just. I'm like, did you plan that?
And that's
because
what I
it
was
wasn't
gonna
playing
say.
back. It didn't seem playing when we were growing up.
No.
Yeah.
But now it seemed like Mike Tyson knocking motherfuckers out wasn't playing.
Not
Like
at
you
all.
was getting in the
Within
ring with
5
Mike Tyson.
seconds.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And Tyson was crushing you.
Exactly.
Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, like those was real boxing.
Yeah.
Like they was real fights. Like now it just seems like I'm like, what are you doing?
They used to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they just tried. Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
Sugar Ray, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler,
Marvelous
Yeah.
Marvin Hagler.
That was real
Yep.
fighting. Like
That's true.
That was
That's
putting
true.
on the gloves, no padding, and we about to fuck each other up, like straight up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, like just watching the Tank and Lamont fight, I was just like, that was staged. Like even not being, none of us being boxing professionals, like at every fight, you can look at that as a fan and be like, what was that?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't want to dwell on this in terms of I blame Mayweather. I blame Floyd Mayweather
For what?
For what we just saw.
Just like
I
you blame.
I blame Floyd Mayweather. I'm going to tell you. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but what I do want to say is this: before Floyd, at least from my perspective, before Floyd, boxing. When you went to a boxing match, and I mean, I get it. There are people that are really into boxing and technical.
Now, I want to see where you going.
I want somebody to get knocked out. That's what when I watch boxing, I didn't watch a Mike fight to see if he scored more points than the next dude. I wanted to see somebody get knocked out. How you blaming
Floyd?
The reason why is because Floyd was like the first boxer that he was undefeated, but it's like he stopped knocking people out. It was like when he hit a point, everything was 12 rounds. If very most was TKO after every damn thing went a distance. And honestly, those fights, all it was technical. Boom, 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 bap, boom, 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 bap. That was it. It was never like it's like he never went in there to knock anybody out. And he won the fight. He's 50-0.
I mean, because he had to fight at his strong suit.
But his
strong suit wasn't power punching.
But that's not why we watched boxing, though.
Okay, but
we didn't watch. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with him. I mean, he's 50-0. I'm just saying that he was the first boxer that I could recall.
So why are you blaming my nigga?
I blame him because it just became more entertainment than it became the art of two dudes trying to knock their heads off.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like
because I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we disappointed you.
I mean, but you just agree with me on this fight that you just saw, right?
My nigga just that night. But the difference is that Javante is known as a knockout artist.
And let me take it to this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My point is that you can tell that Javante was I want to say, let me just call it what I said. He was just throwing a solid to Lamont Roach. When I watched that fight, I was like, Javante, Tank could have killed him at any moment. It was like, I'm just gonna throw. This is my man from DC. I'm gonna go ahead and help him get another bag.
The last episode they tried to say I was hating on Wale and Go-Go. I wasn't.
That was
this episode they tried to say I'm hating on Lamont Roach.
You was kind of hating.
I'm just a Javante fan.
You was kind of hating.
Because Javante knocks him out.
Yeah.
The same way you looked at Sam about Floyd is the same way I looked at you about that Go-Go situation.
Yeah. You kind of let that.
So who do you think won the fight? Honestly, opinion. Who won the fight?
Truth be told,
Lamont.
I would say Lamont won the fight, but it was only because Tank let him win. And I think, truth be told, Tank probably knew before the fight even began that the worst this is going to be is a draw.
So
I mean,
knocked down, or the knee that was taken without the knee. Who won the fight? Who should have got the point?
Let me be clear.
Without the knee,
Lamont Roach won the fight. Like, but
even without the knee,
Tank,
even without the knee.
Lamont would have won. But the point is that Tank gave him the fight. Like Tank looked like he was ready to go to the club after. It was like he was looking out for his man from DC. That's all that looked like. I seen a few moments in that fight. I was like, yo, why don't Tank just rush this dude and put him to sleep?
Tank wasn't
and Tank was like,
nah.
Tank was like, you know what, this is my man.
He wasn't throwing enough punches in this fight.
He was
So
like,
y'all are not saying that it was because of Lamont getting in the ring doing his thing. Y'all are saying that it was because lackluster Tank.
I think truthfully, Tank was throwing his man a solid.
Yeah.
It was what it was. I think I remember that, I remember that Mayweather versus Zab Judah fight. And I'll never forget the fight because that was the fight that big brawl broke out in the middle. Yeah. And everyone was like, yo, how's Mayweather's manager and everybody supposed to be jumping in? And they still, at the end of the day, never stopped the fight. And they let it go. And of course, Mayweather won. But at that moment, I realized, I was like, oh, this is fixed. And I knew that Gervonta, Tank, his whole team knew that he was not going to lose. I think the only reason they gave him a draw is because everybody could obviously see that Lamont Roach put in more work. But truthfully, Tank was not Tank. Tank could have taken him out any time in that fight.
The champ is not supposed to lose unless he gets knocked out. That's what they say. But the champ does not lose unless he gets knocked out.
It was even worse than that. He was smart. Like, Tank did not look like Tank. I think Tank is going for the rematch. I think they need to be a Capital One. And I think that payday that Lamont and Tank are going to get.
Let me be clear. If Tank and Lamont, if it's a Tank and Lamont too, Tank gonna fuck Lamont.
Oh, he gonna murder that boy. And by the way, Lamont's a good boxer, but that
shit ain't gonna make it past 5 rounds.
They said that last time, though.
No.
They said that last time.
No. Did you see that fight?
I watched the whole thing.
And you gonna tell me you thought that Tank couldn't have taken him out at any time?
I think that Lamont gave him a very good fight, and Lamont was throwing blows that. Honestly, if more of the blows would have landed, I think that he could have definitely put a punishment on some.
I want you to look back at the fight. I want you to look at the first round. Just look at the first round. Don't look at any. Look at the first round. I think only about 4 punches got connected that whole round.
Tank took him. That Tank gave it to him easily. You know what I think? I think that his corner. Was the hype that was around that fight. Tank was not in his zone. Not only that, they say that Dipset killed it. That's what they say that Dipset killed it. They say
it's like Jay-Z killed Cole. Like what we doing, man?
Cam said that.
They say that. But sometimes you didn't see the hype. Even during the press conference,
he was like, "Is that
the weigh-in was not even exciting?
Yeah.
It wasn't even
you know what?
So I can't really say that Tank went in there to win the fight, but I don't think that he gave the fight up.
Honestly, I think he gave his man a solid. I think the reality is, if Tank wins that fight, there is no rematch. So the fact of the matter is now that it's a tie, they can have a rematch and they could double the purse, and they could turn around and make a whole rack of money.
That's
from
what's
it.
Gonna happen.
Like that. But going back to what you said about boxing,
the second fight gonna be is a wrap.
Yeah, I think
it's a wrap.
Tank gonna take him out in 2 or 3. Tank didn't even look like he was Tank.
Let me announce it right now. Yeah. Once they confirm Tank and Lamont 2, Big Fee's taking the whole Big Fees podcast to the fight.
All right, there it is.
We going to the fight. I'm buying tickets for everybody because they probably gonna have it here. Buying everybody tickets to the fight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see Tamiko cry because Lamont gonna get his ass whooped.
I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah.
And
don't get me wrong.
Look, I seen Lamont on Sunday at the comedy show.
Yeah.
And all of the comedians that was up there, let me tell you,
gave him props.
They gave him props, and Duval even made a joke about it. I might even got it on footage.
Damn, that show was. Oh man.
Yes, it was.
Shout out to my boy Lil Duval. I was supposed to go to that show. Damn.
Yes.
And
damn, I was supposed to go to that show.
Mojo,
yeah.
Mojo funny as well.
He killed that shit.
Yeah, that nigga funny.
He was the funniest to me.
Yeah, Mojo.
Honestly,
funny nigga,
Mojo,
Yeah, Mojo's pretty
killed
funny.
it.
Shout out to Mojo. That
Shout out
was
to
funny.
Mojo.
He is
I was supposed
stupid.
Hey,
Damn.
here come Mojo. That nigga coming.
Unhand me now. That
nigga
nigga
coming.
is
That nigga
retarded.
funny.
I
Shout out to Mojo.
I forgot that was
Miko, what's
last
on the
weekend.
menu?
Yes,
Yeah, you make
so-
the
Oh,
show.
by the way, Lamont Roach is he is a good fighter, so I don't want
He's
to.
dope.
He's a
He's
good
nice.
fighter.
Yes,
but we know.
and he's
Tank just threw
going
a
to be
solid
somebody to
him.
watch. He's
Yeah.
now got that platform, that stage that he needed. So he'll be taking on some other good fights. We'll see him
Yeah,
again.
it is. And my
Amen.
brother's keeper. That's what.
So
that
let's
was.
switch over. Let's get over to the next sport, NBA.
Okay.
A lot of controversy going around courtside at the NBA that we seen. Should Stephen A. have apologized to LeBron for
No.
what went down?
No. And he knows how I feel about LeBron. I'm sorry.
So are you saying this because you're a LeBron hater, or are
No,
you saying
I'm a
this
LeBron-
because
I'm a
this
LeBron,
is okay?
I'm a LeBron what?
Look at here.
He
I'm
loves
just asking
LeBron.
questions.
We gotta have that other conversation after this.
I
but-
am one of the biggest LeBron James fans.
Oh,
Y'all,
fans.
look
Okay.
look at the little thing. Like, can y'all zoom in on
you
that?
see that?
Oh, LeBron work a giant?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
That was my name tag when I was working there.
Hey, look, this dude petty.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Hey, LeBron has the
Bron,
pettiest of
everybody
petty.
know how I feel about Bron. I love LeBron James. That's my favorite player. But Bron, you were dead wrong.
Yeah.
You were dead wrong for jumping at Stephen. And Stephen A, I'm sorry. I'm always giving Stephen A and Cam Newton a hard time because they some haters, real rap.
Nah.
But in this particular situation, LeBron, you were dead wrong, bro.
Oh.
LeBron was petty.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was
you
wrong,
dead
but he was
wrong,
petty.
man. I know, I know that you trying to protect. Like, okay, first of all, once Bronny hits the NBA floor, once he hits the hardwood with a ball in his hand and a professional NBA's organization's uniform on,
Hey, pause.
yeah, he is not your son. He's your teammate. So you cannot take the father role, bro. And you approach Stephen A on some father shit. Like, you can't do that. You put Bronny in that position. You wanted Bronny to play professionally. You wanted him to play for the Lakers. You wanted him to play with you. So once he becomes a professional basketball player, he is subject to ridicule, judgment, and critique. And no matter how they do it, it's going to be done. You can't step to Stephen A the way you did. If you step to Stephen A, then you got to step to everybody that's going to critique Bronny's game, period. So you can't step to Stephen A and say, leave my son out of it. No, nigga, you brought him into it. You brought Bronny into the NBA. He's a professional basketball player. People are going to talk shit. Is Bronny NBA ready? Hell nah. You did that.
So now you want him to pull you up on courtside next?
Yeah, he can. I can fight.
Keep on.
Hey, look, y'all don't know. I first of all, this dude loves LeBron.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
that's
he
my
got
man.
the LeBron thing here. He got like
Love Bron.
He got the Cavalier 23. You know, like kitchenware. Like
I love Bron.
like but I'm gonna tell you. Here's my thing with this, though. Here's my thing with this. I think that there is wrong and right, and then there's real and unreal, realistic and unrealistic. LeBron was wrong in terms of in the middle of the game. You go into somebody, that's wrong. You know, there's just no way around that.
I'm
you know?
mad at
like to
Stephen
be
A.
honest with you. I mean, I hate to be
Stephen
all
A
racial
should've
about
cussed his
it,
ass out.
but on some real I don't think he would have done it to anybody else but like a Stephen A or but one of us. Like, I don't think he would have done that to Mad Dog if Mad Dog was at the, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to leave that out for a minute. But then there's realistic versus unrealistic. And I hate to say he stood on business. So I can't.
Who?
LeBron. He stood on business. I think at the end of the
what
day.
type of business did he stand
I
on?
mean, here's the deal. If you talk trash about any man's son, or if you talk anything about like,
You
if
can't-
somebody questions them, hold on. If somebody questions you as a father, now I didn't say he was. Remember now, I said he was wrong for when he did it. Was he right to approach that man? If somebody questions you on how you are as a father, or questions your child, or whatever, you're gonna tell me that you wouldn't approach that man.
Yeah, I'm approaching.
So therefore, I don't think. I feel like where he did it was wrong. What he did needed to be done. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we know how we are with our kids. We know how we are. If he was just talking about him and Bronny basketball and all that other stuff, is one thing. But when you question a man's parenting, dude, even if the parent is terrible, if you question somebody's
When did
parenting,
Stephen A. question his parenting?
he basically said, "Look, the dude isn't ready for the league. Why are you
Okay, that's
putting
not
him in the league?
That's
Why
not
are you
parenting. That's basketball.
That's parenting, bro.
No.
Why would LeBron have control over pushing his son unless it was parenting?
No,
It was parenting. Hold on. You don't believe parenting got Bronny into the league? It was basketball that got Bronny into the league?
No, it wasn't basketball that got
So
him.
what was it?
It wasn't parenting either. That wasn't parenting.
Explain.
That like you're saying that LeBron's fathership.
Yes. Is
Like-
why Bronny is in the league. Yes, that's what I am saying. I am saying a father said, I want my son to be in the league.
But he didn't-
I want my son to play with
That's
me.
not parenting.
I want.
That's not parenting. We got to make up a new name for that.
What are you
That's-
talking about?
Okay, so that's
Like when you at the club and you have a
that's not-
16-year-old
no,
and you
no,
like,
no,
I want
no,
my
no.
son to come in the
That's
club.
not-
That's not parenting?
No, that's selfishness. That's not parenting.
I mean, it could be selfish parenting.
Yeah, no, that's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like I'm grooming you to be you're my son, and I'm grooming you to like no.
What do you think parenting is?
No,
Parenting is, dude.
nah, bro. I'm
So let me ask you a
parenting
question.
is what you teaching your kids to do, right or wrong. That's what I'm thinking of parenting. I'm not thinking parenting is, hey, let me usher you into the NBA. Like, nah,
It's really nepotism.
It's nepotism.
It's really nepotism.
But that is a part
Because
of
we
parenting.
all know that he's only on the Lakers because of his dad. I
Yeah.
mean, we can all agree
yeah,
on
and I
that.
could agree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, my point being is that he's saying, listen, I'm a pro basketball player. I want you to be a pro basketball player. You want to be a pro basketball player, so I am going to take you and bring you into the league.
Once you decide to take your child into your field or whatever it is you do,
Yeah.
then I don't think that's parenting.
Then I don't
I don't think
understand.
you-
I'm
mean,
trying
it's
to
part of basketball, but he
I don't
did
think
groom his
Stephen A.
son,
should
and
be-
one of the things he
I don't
said
think
was he
LeBron
wanted
should
to
be
play with
mad
him.
at Stephen A. or questioning. That's not parenting. Is like letting your kids like party in adult clubs when they're teenagers. That's what I'm thinking of parenting.
Okay.
I'm not thinking of come on and play basketball with me. It's parenting.
So what's the difference between a club and playing in the Staples Center, the crypto? What's the difference between the club and playing in crypto?
Well, being a parent and saying, hey, go to the club. You can go to the club at 15 with grown folks. That's putting your child in danger.
Okay.
Coming to play with me in basketball, that's not danger. That's coming to play basketball.
Not even when you're not ready to
When you're not ready. Yeah, that's
play
my point.
basketball
when-
on that level.
Yeah.
That's not parenting, though.
See, I think
It's a little bit of both.
It's
It
like
definitely is.
it's like selfish. I think LeBron at the end of
you
the
can be
day.
a selfish parent. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what I'm saying is I think that LeBron is wrong for being mad at Stephen A. for Stephen A. Criticizing him about bringing your son in to play basketball when he's not ready to play professional basketball. So you can't get mad because you brought him into this world.
I hear you, but what parent? And I know you don't agree that it's
So if
parenting.
LeBron is taking that as parenting, then he's 100% wrong.
Well, listen. They said he
I definitely think he's taking it as parenting because people say things about him all the time. And he never pulls up.
If he
never pulls up. But when they say something about his son, now he has pulled up and now he has actually confronted the problem.
I'm saying something about your son. And
But a lot of people have. That's the whole
Yeah, like
problem.
he's
So
not
why
ready.
is it now you pull up
That's
on
your
Stephen
fault.
A.
And that's my thing. Why did he pull up on Stephen A? Everybody
He's not
talk
the
about his
only
son.
one
Why you
talking
pull
about
up
his
on
son.
Stephen A? That's the part that I'm like, you know what I'm
Skip talk
saying?
about LeBron
You know,
all the time. People like it's
Yeah.
commentators that talk about and dog LeBron out all the time. Why now all of a sudden do you pull up on Stephen A.
Tell
courtside?
it. Tell
know.
it. See
I
that?
mean,
that's the shit. That's the shit I question. I'm like, really, dude? Like, out of all the people that talk trash about this, you gonna pull up on the black man?
Yeah.
Come on,
No,
Bron. Come on, Bron. Come on, man.
I agree.
And
bro.
I just giving Bron credit. Can't you believe I gave him credit
Nah.
on Monday?
I think he
pulled
owed-
his
I-
shit
But
on
the question
Tuesday.
was, should Stephen A. apologize? Should he apologize?
Fuck no. Stephen A. should not apologize. LeBron.
I don't think he should
I'm sorry,
apologize.
that was the question?
That was the
No,
question.
Stephen A. shouldn't
No,
apologize.
Stephen
No,
A.
not at all.
shouldn't apologize.
Absolutely not.
LeBron should definitely issue Stephen A. a public apology for that. That was dead wrong. Like you put Bronny in that position to be judged and ridiculed. That's your fault, buddy. Sorry. And I'm still repping LeBron.
Yeah, and
That work at
just
Giant.
think, I just think calling dude out in the middle of the
my
game,
shit.
that ain't.
Yeah.
That's kind of tight.
Okay,
Stephen
well,
A.
we gonna keep
Stephen A.
it.
handled that professionally.
I
And
agree.
Stephen A. should go around and do as many interviews as he possibly can about it
Mm-hmm.
because LeBron was dead wrong. He was wrong.
Hey, look, let me tell you.
So if you took that as him judging your parenting, then you need to apologize because you put Bronny in that position. You and your wife.
And the only
Y'all
thing
put Bronny in that position. Bronny is not going to have a good NBA career. Let's just be clear. And I'm a huge Bryce. That's another story. But Bronny,
That's
is
the
not-
one.
The only thing I'm gonna
Bronny's
say-
not going to have a good NBA career. LeBron. He's not going. You're about to retire. Bronny, if anything, he's going to be a journeyman. He's not going to be on anybody's team scoring 23 points a game.
He's coming.
That
after
ain't-
you next.
Dude,
dude,
coming
this sound
along.
like that scene in Pulp Fiction, bro.
Not happening.
Where what's his name is talking to
When you
Bruce
retire,
Willis.
when
Come
LeBron
on,
is
man.
when LeBron
He's
is
still young,
retired,
man. He's still young.
Bronny like shit.
He's
He
still
like,
young. Give him a
he,
chance.
He like 2 years. He 2 years in and then he out.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that yo, Bron, you wrong for what you did.
And I'm
But-
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
And Draymond Green and the rest of y'all not speaking to Stephen A. because of this whole Bronny thing. Y'all some dick riders.
Yo,
Go ahead.
hold on. I wanna. Damn, bro, why'd you bring that up?
What?
I'm gonna say this: as somebody who worked in the media for many years, one of the many things I like about Stephen A. is that he points out the hypocrisy in sports.
Including
The reality is that the media is what has built a lot of these athletes. You know, the media is the one that anointed him King James before he even came to the league. It was people like Stephen A. that basically said, this is the guy to look out for. You know, it's all marketing, man. We all know a player on the court that has just as much skill as Jordan, but never made it to the league. The media is who builds these cats. And when they go at the media like, oh, man, you can't say this, you can't say that, it's the biggest hypocrisy just going. All right? That's what these multi-million-dollar contracts and all that ain't just for how good you are. That ain't, look. The multi-million-dollar, all these contracts, it is because the media is putting you out there and you are a sellable commodity. You are a sellable product. That is why you get paid that money. It is not simply because you are great at your sport. And for anybody who thinks that that's the only thing people look at, I hate to share it with you, that's not the way the world is. So for people to get on, media people, when media people talk, oh, I don't like media people talking bad about me. The reality is that you can't separate the two.
Yeah, you need
That's
them.
where the money. Now, I guess
But
social
the media has
media.
also hyped up some bullshit too.
And the
So
media
we-
hypes some bullshit too. Yeah,
Yes.
hands down.
Yes.
Hands down. I'm not disagreeing on that. But I love the fact that Stephen A. stands on business when he's like, look, y'all, you don't even have half these guys if it's not for the media. Period. So the whole idea, just because you don't like, just because you don't like some shit, come on, man.
The media
All right,
may
what's
have
next,
made
man?
them
I ain't-
superstars, but if you don't have no type of talent, i.e.,
Who you talking about? What I miss?
no, I'm just saying that The media has made people famous that shouldn't be, but they also have made superstars as well.
They made some superstars and they made people famous that shouldn't be famous.
I'm gonna tell you listen. Exactly. That's all I'm gonna say. I know what it's something I want to say, but I'm gonna hold that part back.
The point of the matter is, Bron, you owe Stephen A. an apology. Period. But I'm still the number one Bron fan. Miko was next on
all
the
right,
menu.
all right. We're gonna stay in the NBA zone. Oh, I guess this goes kind of like back with the other question. Is the NBA as we know it over?
Before we address that, could I point one thing out? I want to say this on camera. Jordan is the greatest person ever.
Here we go.
And I've always been a Jordan is the greatest person ever, and LeBron is the second best. But Stephen A, First Take, shout out to them. There was a point that was brought up, and I had to call Feast personally to say, for the first time in the history of this argument, I am open to the idea of LeBron being considered one great GOAT of a certain category. Not GOAT of everything, but GOAT of a certain category. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this.
I'm not
50,000 points.
Let me have this moment.
50,000 points.
Let me have this moment. When you think of GOAT, when I think of GOAT, I think of dominance. I think of fear. I think of when this person steps on the court, everybody else just bows down to this person. I don't think LeBron has ever had that. And therefore, ergo, when I think of GOAT, when you say GOAT to me, I'm like, LeBron has never been that guy that everyone feared. Oh, God, we got to play LeBron. We know we're going to lose before we even get on the court.
You nuts now.
LeBron always had a team. Let's be clear.
Nuts
What are you talking? I mean, okay, in the finals, not in the not in some little bum team. I'm talking about there's always been a team in the league that
tell me the first super team.
The first super team. There's 100 super teams.
Nah, tell me.
In LeBron's era, tell me what are you talking about? In LeBron's era?
Danny Ainge. When Danny Ainge saw LeBron James, he knew that LeBron was different. Danny put together the first super team. He said, we're not going to get past this kid. I need to get Ray Allen.
About the Celtics?
And I need to get Kevin Garnett to join Paul Pierce. That's the only way.
What's in that drink? What's in that drink?
That's the only way.
What's in that drink?
We're coming out of the East. Danny Ainge put that team together because LeBron was in the East, bro.
Hey, y'all, there's some bleed from the go-go.
Can we agree that there are different GOATs in different eras?
Can
we agree to that?
It's not about GOATs and eras.
It's only one GOAT in every era.
Things are different and everything changes. Like, you can't
LeBron.
say that the same game that LeBron plays right now is the same game that Jordan was playing back then. You
and
have
that's
me
what I'm saying.
Asking a question, is the NBA as we know it over? So you even know yourself that the NBA ain't the same as the same shit you was just talking about.
Now, all right, you know what? I'm going to go to the question. Is the NBA over? Because, like I said, I was going to give LeBron a little credit, but you didn't throw that shit out the water.
No, you already
go back. Jordan is the best. It is what it is. Is the
NBA
dead? You said is the NBA?
Is the NBA as we know it over?
I think so. I don't think Adam Silver did a good job at capitalizing on the next biggest star. I mean, I like Luka. Luka's dope to watch, but
so everybody is now saying it's become a European league.
It's pretty much it.
I think
it's pretty much what it is. It's not the NBA.
So, as we are saying, with the times that are changing, and as we agreed, even in boxing, back how boxing used to be a total different sport, even in basketball, how basketball has now became a different sport, even in football, they used to crack helmets like shit. Now you get penalties if you hit a nigga too hard.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this. The problem with a lot of sports, and it has happened with the NBA too, is that money has taken over in terms of the biggest thing attributed to that sport. People care about how much money people are making. Everything
contracts.
Is money. I never knew what the hell Magic Johnson was making. I never knew what the hell Isaiah was making. I never knew what the hell. The first time I ever even heard of what somebody was making was when Michael Jordan got that $30 million contract. Prior to that, it was just about the competition itself. Now it's like, oh, we don't want to play in the All-Star game because we might get hurt. We don't want to play 82 games because guess what? We getting paid for 82 anyway, so we want to be good for the playoffs. And then it's like, oh, only in the playoffs does everybody really play.
Oh,
And
your boy did do that All-Star game
Oh.
wrong, though. Your boy did do that All-Star
like-
game wrong, though.
I mean,
Please.
it's like, I mean, and
I mean, you can hold that up all you want to, but as a GOAT, I don't think that was GOAT behavior.
LeBron said, I ain't
I
even playing.
just don't think that was GOAT behavior.
LeBron said, you know what? I ain't even playing.
You know what?
LeBron come all the way out there and knew he wasn't playing whole time.
Okay, you know what?
And didn't
you
even-
know what I gotta say to you?
No,
They
no.
Say it. She's
Like-
absolutely
like,
right.
you know what I gotta
Say it.
say?
Look,
Say it. She is
look.
absolutely right.
I'm just stating facts.
We don't have to play the whole shit if we don't want to.
But why didn't you just say you wasn't gonna play and give another person an opportunity
why
to take
can't
that
you
spot?
just be my friend and be on my side?
I'm on your side though, but I have to play
Tell
devil
him.
advocate
Tell
on this
him.
one because I was
She
mad
bending
because I had
over.
that nigga on my parlay and they voided my shit because of him. Okay, let's get real
It's
technical
about the
about
money.
it.
You see how it's about the money?
It is yes, Sam. To prove your point, I'm
Lord.
salty about that shit.
Must be
They
money.
voided my whole shit. I was like, hold on, what happened?
Nah, I just.
Nigga ain't even suiting up. God
I mean,
damn.
but you know,
It's
back.
Olio and Bron, baby. Sometimes you just still got, you know,
Listen.
what?
But
You
back
know
to your
what I'm
question though, real talk though, I think the NBA at this point, I think people don't even particularly care about the regular season much.
Yeah.
They don't even really tell good stories. Like, and then with all the basketball players, like with Instagram and it's they dating this person. Like, I bet you the average person, SGA, probably the best player in the league right now, could probably walk right down the street, and most people probably just think he's a tall dude that plays basketball. They wouldn't even know who the best
keep it
player
100.
is in the league. Like, I could literally.
The Cleveland Cavaliers and Oklahoma City Thunder had the best records in the league, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
And I mean,
because they don't have
The superstars.
they don't have superstars on their team.
and they not dating no celebrity.
Yeah,
Ain't no
just-
celebrity attached.
Yeah,
Ain't no
Donovan Mitchell and
nothing.
SGA dope,
Like,
but
No one cares.
nobody cares.
And I mean, if I was,
And they probably those two teams probably don't make it to the finals.
So does that answer the question as far as the NBA as we know it is
I think
no more?
I think when you got the two best teams in the league, with the best records in the league, and nobody cares, that shit is over, my nigga.
I think the same thing happened with baseball many years ago. I think it's
nobody
just-
nobody even watches the World Series anymore.
Like,
It's the World Series.
I think the first
Nobody
thing,
cares.
I think the first
So
thing,
so that trade that the Lakers did to bring Luka
Luka,
O
that
and
shit
that
ain't gonna
Dallas
do
that ain't
I don't
when's
think
the last
shake
time you watched
shit
a
up?
Laker game? How many Laker games you watched since that happened?
look. I thought it was gonna
Let
shake
me
some
explain
shit
it to
up.
you.
I mean,
If Bronny was like his dad, that's the only reason why people will watch basketball.
I'd agree with that. Actually,
Period.
I'd agree with that.
If Bronny James was a skilled,
Well, I think that if your GOAT was producing, that a lot of people will be watching basketball as well.
he's 40.
I think
So you
that's
go, what
true.
you want him to do?
I'm
He's
retire. Is that an
40.
option?
He need to.
Is that an option?
But you know,
at
he
this
need
point,
to. Yeah, I think he need to.
yeah. I mean,
But I think that he didn't because of the.
he wanted to play with his son.
No, not only that, but that's a deal with him and the commissioner. Like, nobody's watching. They're only watching you. If they're watching, they're gonna watch you.
Yeah.
And not that many people are even watching you anymore.
So let me ask you. This
So-
is my last question. So if he knows that he needs to retire,
This
and
the
he
last
didn't-
year. He
okay,
not
and
playing next
he
year.
didn't.
he playing till Bryce.
Did
comes.
he come back so that he could break those records so that he can be considered a GOAT because the performance hasn't been?
I would definitely not be into that. I'm gonna be real. As a fan of his, at that point, I feel like he's chasing joy.
He just hit 50,000.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a long time for somebody breaks that record.
Yeah, but I think
Ever.
at this point, I think after this season, I think he should just call it quits.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to wait for Bryce, but we'll see. I don't know.
All right,
don't know.
shit.
I mean, remember, he still got to go home.
Yeah.
So none of the other All Stars,
Keep it what it is.
none of the
He still
other
gotta go
All
home.
Stars have can carry the torch after he's gone.
Steph, Draymond, Clay done, Kyrie done, Kevin Love done. Even
Go younger.
Even Giannis.
You know,
Like none of the younger dudes are
Not
exciting to watch.
even Tatum, not Edwards,
None
not.
of them. If Tatum was more Kobe-ish, then he would be the. If Tatum was more Kobe-ish, then he would be the draw for the NBA. Luka's not the draw. Luka not even the draw player for the Lakers. Like I think the NBA I'm telling you.
but you know,
The conversation that we had earlier on one of our earlier podcasts about the WNBA and the NBA, I told you the WNBA is the thing to watch because the NBA is after this season, it's a wrap.
I'm gonna say this. I think with the
Like
NBA,
you remember the shit used to be taking the girl to a game? Like you even know that. You used to be a PR person for athletes. You know that was the shit. Taking the girl to a game. That was it. Because you great. But now, like, do you want to take a girl to a game?
Hey man, I saw a rack
Who
of
the fuck
bad
wanna
chicks.
take a girl?
I saw a rack of bad chicks at the last Wizards game. So women still
How
come.
old was they?
I don't know. I mean, they was my age. They
I
still go to
think
the
when
games.
I go to
don't
games,
know.
I see more girl on girls than I see guys taking girls,
Well,
and that's real.
that's a different conversation.
And no, and it's like a female. I'm not saying like as in
State your piece.
lesbian relationship wise. I'm talking about like me and my friend went to the basketball game
like,
instead
that's
of
what I'm
me
saying.
and a
It used to
nigga.
It used to be like it's cool. Like let me take my girl. Like take a girl. But now it's like it's not that anymore. Like the NBA is not like All-Star Weekend. You remember how our All-Star Weekend was? It was like the shit. Like we had to be there.
Yeah.
But like, do you want to go to All-Star Weekend now?
Do you even want to watch the All-Star game at this point?
Like,
That
you
shit
know
is
what?
bullshit.
But that the game and the weekend are different because we older too. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
But
them
do you
young-
want to watch the
young-
game?
Do
The
you want to
game,
watch the
man.
game?
You don't
And
even
how
wanna
much
watch the
partying
game.
are you actually doing?
I mean, we older. Like I'm pretty sure
Even
them
though
young
we
people.
older now,
them young people are still getting
So-
it in. Don't
so
don't sleep on them
the
young
old-
people.
The older people don't
Yeah.
want to go to the weekend, but we want to watch the game.
That's true.
Do
That's
you
true.
want to watch the game?
But I think if I'm gonna tell you,
No.
if I was those leagues, what I would do is, and I know it's not gonna happen because it's a money thing, but if they would cut down the amount of games, in which it's not gonna happen, and I mean this for baseball, and I mean this for basketball, hell, I mean this for hockey. If they cut down the amount of games and they made every game meaningful, and it's like, because here's the thing, we could talk about the NBA not being where it is, but come April, the NBA becomes the NBA again. The problem
Playoffs.
really is,
Yes, playoffs.
Yeah, the problem really is from October to March. It's like, who cares? It's April though. The NBA becomes the NBA. So I think if they just shorten the amount of games, I don't know.
But now April is not even exciting anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
April's still exciting because that's
No,
when
it's
you know what
not.
I'm gonna tell you why, because that's when the NBA
the
starts.
only thing that'll be
creating
exciting.
stories.
The only thing that'll be exciting in this year's playoffs,
Yeah.
is if the 40-year-old can carry the Lakers to another championship. That's all you want to see. What else do you want to
Is
see?
that happening?
What el-
Realistically,
What else do you want to see?
Well, first of all, it's gonna
Besides
be Luka.
the
It's
40,
gonna be Luka.
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
know, but
what else do you want to see? But the old man take a team. Like, what else do you want to see outside the old man go to the
I'll
finals?
say this: I think that's the biggest story for right now.
Yeah, but what else?
But if you see the Cavs versus the Celtics, even though I would love my Knicks to be there, you know, born from the Bronx, that's what it is. But if it was the Cavs versus the Celtics and the Cavs come up in that game, then we have a new team, a real like they're the new team to like just like when OKC had KD and Westbrook and what it's like if to me that's still something to see. I mean, all right. Really, bro? Really?
We are going
Really?
to revisit this
We
back.
only want to watch LeBron.
We're going to revisit
This
this back in
LeBron.
June during the
just LeBron.
finals.
So we don't want to see Steph. We don't want to see if Steph could take Golden State anyway.
Miko, what's next on the menu?
Well, that's all we got for y'all today.
Hater.
Nah, bro. I mean, that's just.
Look.
We're gonna revisit this in June.
Don't
Okay.
nobody want to see Steph? Don't nobody want to see nothing?
Ain't nobody want to see Steph.
Nobody wants to
in the
see
playoffs.
No.
He's still shooting shit out the gym. Stop playing with him.
He was the dude that made the Olympic game joint. Like, do you?
He was the dude that made the All-Star game.
The only
I
thing people
mean,
wanna see-
damn, yo, come
The only
on,
thing
man.
people
LeBron
want-
ain't the only star in the
The
NBA.
only thing
Stop
people
it.
want to see is if the 40-year-old can get another ring.
No, that's the only
That's
people
it.
you want to see. The LeBron
That's
that
all
work
they
at
wanna see.
Giant.
Look, hey, before we go, how's the celibacy journey? How we doing, man?
Still
Talk to me.
celibate. My anniversary's coming up next week. I'll be celibate for 2 years and 3 months.
And how do you feel about these women right now? Now that you've kind of put it out there, I mean, what kind of feedback have you gotten back?
I haven't really. What you mean?
I mean, now that you publicly let everybody know, like I'm
Everybody
celibate.
know. Everybody. A lot of people know. Miko, did you know?
Yeah, I remember you
well,
saying
dumb.
something. But we're also going to look. We're going to revisit that in June too. Once the weather break and the sundresses and shit come out, we gonna see if that meat gonna be banging for what's gonna be going on out in them streets. Them sundresses and pretty toes. All right now.
Hey, Miko, is he gonna be able to handle a woman though when he gets out of?
I'm gonna be
You know,
fine.
what do you think's gonna happen?
Second
hold on,
round,
I'm gonna ask
second
Miko
round.
this. The second time.
Second round, he gonna get the first one out the way.
Fine.
Make sure you take a honey pack.
Thank you for watching in.
Hey,
and
please tell people where to check it out.
And watching the Big Fees podcast. You can subscribe at YouTube at the Big Fees podcast, TikTok at the Big Fees podcast, Instagram at Big Fees and the
It
Big
is.
Fees podcast, and Facebook at the Big Fees and Big Fees podcast. Subscribe now, because I need it. We out.
And celibacy is cool because of this, man. There it is.